live from New York, it's Ask This Champion of Change.
Well, thanks, Phil. Yeah, we have an exciting show for you tonight.
Yeah,
We've
we're
got
here.
all sorts of news. We're going to be on the road, and we'll maybe be broadcasting a little bit from the road. We'll talk about that shortly. But an exciting show tonight. Why don't we just jump right in?
We got a lot of stuff.
We got a lot to cover.
Because we're catching up from last week, too. All right, on tonight's show, the code is Nation of Makers. We'll tell you why soon. 10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. Show and tell, people around the world showing and sharing their projects. We had a lot of fun ones tonight. Packet the Mailbag can stop by, read some letters from you, the community and audience out there. Help Wanted, Adafruit Jobs Board, the best place to post your skills. And also post your job if you're a company looking for cool makers. Time travel, look back in the world of hackers, makers, artists, and engineers. I had a weird time travel dream last night.
Oh, yeah?
It's freaky, yeah, anyways.
Well, you love time travel movies, so
yeah, I
that's
fell
not
asleep
too
like, watching
surprising.
one. 3D printing, we have some great videos from Noah and Pedro. Some amazing news in the world of Raspberry Pi, and also some interesting news. New products. Get into your questions. We're gonna have a top secret thing to show, and we're gonna give something away. All that and more on Ask an Engineer.
Yay!
Yep. Okay. Well, let's first pay some bills,
Okay.
shall we? Okay. We are supported by you, the viewers out there. So if you like the show, pick up an electronic kit or more at adafruit.com. The code is Nation of Makers. That'll get you 10% off in the Adafruit store, except for gift certificates
and software.
And software, because we're not allowed to do discounts on
I was
that.
hoping we could say that in unison, but
Okay, so we'll say gift certificates, 10% off except for
Gift certificates and software.
Okay, all right. We've been doing this for like 10 years, the first time we tried to do that. Okay. First up, if you order stuff and you're in the US, continental US, you get free UPS ground shipping with orders $200 or more. We use real, reliable tracking, and it works. If you're in New York and you order before 11 a.m. Eastern Time and you're in a zip code where we have same-day delivery, you'll see that as an option, and you can get same-day delivery. Lots of panicky folks in New York who really need something fast have been using it, so it's working out for us. And
agencies, schools, students,
Museums,
companies,
yeah.
people, events, a lot of media,
Yeah.
TV shows. They're like at the
TV
last
shows
moment,
working
they're
out.
like, we want NeoPixels.
Okay. Let's dive
Same
right,
day.
Let's dive right in. This is Ask an Engineer. We do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and Show and Tell is 7:30. That's our live show where you can show all your projects. This is all part of the Adafruit Live series. We have a few shows that we do each week. Layer by Layer is usually on Thursdays. Noah and Pedro are going to be posting a video this week. We have the Desk of Lady Ada. We do that throughout the week. We'll be starting a new part of Desk of Lady Ada next week, kind of the history of Circuit Playground and more. We're doing that with Maker.io and
we'll
DigiKey.
be also doing some Circuit Playground
Yeah.
tutorial videos too.
Yeah.
We did some last week.
Yeah, so we had a couple that we did. This is the Circuit Playground heart rate sensor and the Max 3100 testing, and that was two that we did in the last week.
Yeah.
And we also had a first.
Do you want me to talk about that? Wait,
Yeah.
didn't we also do? Oh no, yeah, we did the heart rate sensor. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we did the Max 3100, which is a breakout, which I designed, but then I finally wrote the code to use it. So it's a heart rate sensor, and then Phil B. Paint Your Dragon, who's like the resident smart person, was like, hey, you can probably do heart rate sensing on Circuit Playground because there's a NeoPixel right next to the light sensor, and if you bounce green light through your finger, you can detect your hemoglobin, and you can tell what your pulse rate is. And so does it actually work or not? You'll have to watch the live video where I demonstrate whether it works or not.
Well, yeah, and the other thing that we did was, this was an internet first that I know of, or it probably isn't, there's probably a whole channel devoted to this, but we wanted to see if the heart rate sensor would work on MOSFET the cat. And so you can see us test the cat and get him involved.
Look, as long as there isn't video proof that we did this to the cat, we can't get in trouble.
There was a rumor that MOSFET wasn't alive, and
RoboCat?
we were just showing old pictures of him, so you can see him live on Desk of Lady Ada. So anyways. And
he loved it.
Yeah, it was fine. And
totally wasn't cat
he's
abuse.
alive, and we had electronics. And then there's Watch Tony G's desk. He was away at Tour Camp and more, and I'll talk about that in a second, but he did start a video. He had the Raspberry Pi Quick Look, and I think he just did one right before.
Yes, he did. I'll talk about that. That's the
Yeah.
Circuit Playground Air Mouse.
Yeah, and if you want to see a full like 7 minute of Tour Camp, Tony made a really nice video. So this is a camp out in San Juan Islands in Washington. So do check that out. But you wanted to talk about this other one?
No, when we get to the
the show and tell?
Show and tell, yeah, I'll talk about it then.
All right, and then of course, for the Adafruit super fans, our new show that we started, Pseudo Random with Colin, that was yesterday. And that one was all about Bitcoin, and we have kind of a musical history music video that went with it.
I think people would like to see this music
Bitcoin
video.
the musical. So we have a music video.
Bitcoin!
Yeah. So
Bitcoin.
yeah, it's like that.
Bitcoin.
Bum bum bum.
That was very dramatic in 3 acts. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
here we go.
watch this video.
Okay, and those were the Adafruit live shows and more this week. We also just had the show and tell. Lady Ada, take it away. This was a really fun show and tell. What and who and where and when was the show and tell?
This was an awesome show and
how?
tell. There's a lot of new people, a lot of new projects. I like to see like the new people who come in and like they do things and then different groups show up.
I like to see the ongoing progress that people make on projects or businesses, or they come back after a long period of time.
Yeah.
We had a hat project.
I like
for
that,
instance.
yeah. Like I was like, oh, it's a check-in. Start off with Noah and Pedro from Adafruit Southeast. They are showing off this week's 3D Thursday Hangout project, which is a Feather Weather NeoPixel ring, which uses a Feather Huzzah and ESP8266 Wi-Fi module, and it connects to the Yahoo API to get the weather for your location. And so it will display the weather as like animation. So if it's raining, the NeoPixel will like flicker blue, and if it's snowing, you'll get these soft white pulses. And if it's sunny, it'll be like yellowy. And if it's windy and cloudy, you'll see like white clouds that'll swirl around the ring really fast. So it's kind of a neat collaboration between Noah and Pedro, who designed the enclosure, Phil B, who did the NeoPixel animations, and I just did a little bit of code to glue them together and work with the Wi-Fi. So check that out. You don't have to 3D print the case. You can actually put it in almost any kind of enclosure. It'd be a really fun little weather forecaster. Tony DeCola, again, was at Tour Camp. He had an excellent time. I'm super jealous. Every 2 years, there's a hacker conference camping event out in the Northwest, and he attended. And he took a great video. Be sure to watch that video on YouTube. He takes a little tour of this beautiful island and shows you some of the cool hacker stuff going on. And he also did a live stream with Circuit Playground earlier today, where he turned a Circuit Playground into an air mouse using the accelerometer. So as you tilt and move the Circuit Playground, it moves the mouse cursor around the screen. And then there's 2 buttons that you can use for left and right mouse. Oberts is a fellow with a new house and a propane boiler, and it's a German propane boiler that he uses a different kind of ways to heat his house, and he wants to only turn the propane boiler on if all the other heat sources that are more eco-friendly are not working. So he tried to figure out how to connect to it, and it turns out that the little logo, there's a little logo that blinks, and like a little LED backlit thing, and it turned out to be IR.
He said that was, it was blinking and it was the serial data.
Yeah, he thought like,
That's
it's just
cool.
blinking to say like, I'm working, but it turns on that LED is, there's an IR LED which transmits out serial data saying what the status is, and also you can send signals back to it over IR to turn it on and off and query data. So he used a Raspberry Pi to create a boiler controller, so that's kind of neat.
Yeah,
and he
cool.
says like, I could have purchased like an interface, board, and cable, but it would have been $300, and instead he got a Raspberry Pi and he got an oscilloscope. He got like all this equipment, and it took him a little bit longer, but he learned a lot more. So he feels like that was worth the extra expense. Tim and his hat showed off. Tim had shown off his a Matrix hat, which has like a face on it before, but this time he updated it. Instead of a flora, it now has a blue fruit feather and accelerometer, so as he moves his head, the eyes and the mouth do different things.
Yeah.
And then he also made a really awesome owl hat with the teensy animatronic eyes that Phil B, Paint Your Dragon did, which is a project that I've seen in all sorts of costumes. Like almost every costume I've seen that's like really electronicsy, people love getting those OLEDs and making those eyes. And it's probably why people really like our OLEDs, because they've been very popular lately.
Yeah.
And he had like NeoPixel wings to this owl, and it looked like this cartoon owl was living on his head. Really cool looking hat. Kenneth and Emmy showed off Emmy's 6th, or is it 5th? I think it was 6th birthday party. 5th birthday party event, where Kenneth built for her a capacitive touch Jello keyboard. So when you touch the Jello, because it's conductive, you can use it as a capacitive touch electrode, and it uses, I think, a wave effects board to play different notes. And then they also made a version that plays like different sound effect files. So like it could play like weird, sound effects and like whistles, and one, if you press it one way, it plays Happy Birthday. So it was like a multi-use Jello keyboard, and Emmy thought it was very tasty. Scott is getting ready to launch his new electronics store. It's going to be called Chickadee Tech, so check out chickadee.tech. That's the website. Just like the bird, coming soon, but you can sign up for his email mailing list. And he showed off his first project, which is a lap timer that used the RSSI of drone video, like first-person video signal, to determine how far the drone was from the lap timer. And he said it actually worked pretty well. It was good within a second. And now he's redesigning the board. Instead of using modules, like he was using standalone little modules, now he's making it in KiCad. He learned KiCad. And then last but not least, Boyan showed off some work he's been doing on Vizdrino, which is a visual Arduino programming system. And he showed off the Arduino 101, which is a new Intel Curie-powered Arduino, which has a neural network in it, which I didn't even know. Apparently it has 128 neurons, and you can use it to do machine training. Well, I've never actually done anything with neural networks, so this could be a really interesting way to explore hardware machine
I think
learning.
that like a hobbyist board has this, and it was in an Arduino, so you can do sketches and more based on that. So
This chip does a lot. Yeah, it's got like, I think it's got like sensing. It's got
cool.
Bluetooth. you can control it over Arduino, and it's got a neural network that can
Yeah.
make for some very interesting wearables that are very smart.
Yeah. So after this show, watch the show and tell from 6:15, not the time, but the date, June 15th, and check it out. All participants on the show and tell get an As Seen on the Show and Tell sticker. To get on the show and tell, all you got to do is go to google.com/+Adafruit and look for the show and tell link around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. We have so many people in the show and tell circle because we've been doing this for a really long time. So go and look for the link and show your project. It is the best half an hour online, I think, because you get to show us your projects. But now we are here to entertain you. Well, we're going to read some letters.
Okay.
This is Packet.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Packet,
So-
the mailbag.
So we read these to the entire company every single week. So when you send us nice emails, they do get read. And this one is from Isaac. Hello, I really just want to say hello and that I love you guys. You're my favorite company. And the reason is I truly feel like I'm a part of a community and a way of thinking, which by the way, I was introduced to DIY and open source world here where I bought the Arduino. So thanks, Isaac. All right, thank you, Isaac. And
Thank
thank you
you,
for
Isaac.
sending that in.
Yay!
We try to have communities. We also try to have audience. I think it's possible to do both well. You can be a good cause, you can be a good business, you can have a good community, you can have a good audience. All these things are possible. It's just a bunch of work. All right. Speaking of work,
Work.
yeah, so we have a jobs board. This is adafruit.com/jobs, and this is where makers post their skills, and companies look for cool makers because they're like, oh, you're probably on the Adafruit site. So this one is a project engineer from Modulated Imaging, and this is in Irvine, California. The project engineer will work with the research team to create the company's scientific and medical devices. Now, I could go on and on and on,
Lasers.
but I'm just going to say they want someone who can build drones, RC cars, robots, any type of experience like that. SolidWorks, ECAD, System Desirable, using an oscilloscope, stuff like that. It spawned from the UC Irvine's Beckman Laser Institute, and they're using light-based technology to impact the future of health.
Yeah, probably like melanoma detection and other skin
Well, we did a weird
diseases.
thing with just a photosensor. We did green light absorption for heart rate.
Yep.
Anyways, so that's a cool job.
What if we had lasers?
Adafruit.com/jobs.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Open source hardware. There's a bunch going on right now in the world of open source hardware. You might not hear about it, but you're going to hear about it here. So in the world of open source hardware, this week and next week, gearing up because it's National Week of Making. So
Yay.
that's starting up pretty soon. We made this photo. This is all of our stuff.
That's some pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get I like how the like the Hacko tweezers are the
Yeah.
pliers are the A. That's
So
nice.
big kudos and hug reports. We do hug reports here at Adafruit, set of hug reports. Hug reports to our team who made this great banner
beautiful
and
banner.
more. And what this is gearing up for is National Maker Faire. That is on June 18th
That's this
and
weekend.
June 19th, Washington, D.C., because there's a bunch of stuff going on in Washington, D.C. right now. And it has nothing to do with the terrible politics. There's something else going on.
Yay, something other than terrible politics.
And this seal came on the bottom of one of your emails just a couple weeks ago.
okay. Was it a spam?
No,
What was it?
it wasn't a spam. They awarded you a very special award. It's called a Champion of Change. So
Okay.
you're going to be at Washington, D.C. this week,
I know we got to take a train.
Friday,
And we got to go.
at 1 p.m. If you go to whitehouse.gov/live, you'll see Lady Ada at the White House. So
This person right here.
Yeah.
Well, also this person right here.
I'm nothing to do with this. Some people of the from the Adafruit team, I'm going to be there with a camera.
right. Well, you'll be there, but you.
I'm
may
going to
not
be there
on
with the
video.
camera. And in case you're wondering what the Champions of Change is out there, if you never heard about this, the White House has been doing this for a while. So they have a video, and we're going to play it. So this is what this is
What
all
is
about.
this? Now you're gonna find out.
Now you're going to find out.
I could not be more impressed with the work that you're doing in your local communities. This is a wonderfully diverse group because each of you have different issues that you care passionately about, but what you have in common is that passion and a belief in working at the grassroots level. and getting people engaged and feeling ownership for these issues. And I think you understand that change happens from the bottom up.
Venture for America is a 2-year fellowship program for top college graduates who want to learn how to build businesses and create jobs.
I've been an advocate for parents' involvement in education probably for the last 9 years.
So I'm a tutor, mentor, and role model in Los Angeles, and I work in schools with students to help them get back on track to graduate from high school.
Rural America very much needs broadband service, and I'm so proud to be a part of Venture, and I'm honored to be here and to have met all the amazing people that I've met through this program. Broadband service provides them access to the facilities and the tools that the rest of the world has a little closer at hand.
It really made me recognize all of the work that's happening all over the nation. So just reminding myself of that every single day, and just reminding the people that I work with that we're a part of a bigger cause and a larger mission, and we have to just continue to work together.
We're not doing it for the thank you, but a thank you is certainly nice. What greater thank you can you get than one from the White House, which recognizes the work that you've been doing and encourages you to keep going on.
Sitting next to the president is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So it's invigorating in terms of one's approach to the work. You know that what you are doing is larger than yourself, and that people in very high places recognize that and support it.
You guys are, in fact, champions of change. You're making a big difference in your communities.
It's such a wonderful program. The Champions of Change program allows people to come together, talk about their projects, their programs, their ideas, and make connections.
This is saying you're doing enough, but now we need a little more. And I think it then inspires you to continue to step up and to say, what's next? What's the next possibility? And to be able to take Champions of Change to another level.
Everyday Americans are doing a lot in the community, and to be able to be honored for just living life and wanting to help others is what should be happening.
Okay, so
That's our government.
yeah, and the cool thing is you can see the other champs of change on whitehouse.gov/champions. Greg, Umberto, Dara, Renee, and these are all people that some of you may have heard of because this is the maker version. So Umberto, for instance, is one of the people who've been raising. He's been running and co-founded AS 220.
Yeah,
And
which is
that's-
in Rhode Island.
Yeah, we've known.
Maker Faire, yeah.
Didn't we? I think we visited when we were there.
I think we visited AS
Like a
220,
really
yeah.
long time ago.
Long time ago.
And Field Ready and just a ton of STEM related stuff. You're on there, Adafruit, and then there's educators and the Fab Foundation. This is the Centers of Bits and Atoms. This is just a whole bunch of people that continue to do a ton of stuff. Felton from the Cleveland Public Library. Go through and look at all these folks, and I can't wait to meet them. Just a great group of folks who are showing, sharing, and what's neat is this has nothing to do with politics. It is just recognizing people that are doing things like an open source hardware company, or they're doing things like prosthetics for veterans. There's a whole group
I like
of
the
folks.
wide range. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. It's more than just.
Yeah.
It's like there's somebody representing some maker spaces, and there's somebody representing from the schools, and there's somebody representing from the nonprofit, and somebody representing from the military. So it's a wide range of people, all who are affecting the maker movement and the maker community,
Yeah.
but from different angles,
Okay.
which is good. I like to have. I want to hear what they have to say. They might have suggestions for me and for Adafruit. What could we be doing to help address their needs more? I actually don't talk to. I mean, we talk to high school teachers and veterans, but I'd like to hear from them more
Yeah.
ideas of what we can do.
Yeah. So, in case folks are wondering, Adafruit is not a. We don't have any politics. We have the goal of teaching people electronics and making them smart, because that's kind of the way that we come at it.
That's my politics.
Make everybody super smart, and then they'll be better outfitted to make great decisions about all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll keep doing our job. Y'all keep arguing on the internet about politics. Okay. In case you.
I know.
you're
I
wondering.
can't even get into it.
All right. So, anyways, yay America.
I only have so much
That's
time
our flag
to
made
do.
out of LEDs. Anyways.
Engineering.
Okay. All right. Nimbus to Cloud Entity.
Hi,
Yeah,
I'm
so
the friendly cloud.
We have
entity.
Adafruit.io.
Yeah.
I'm going to do 2 weeks worth of news because last week we had Michael Weinberg. We were talking about the copyrightability of 3D scans.
And then we went out and we hung out with him for another 2 hours. It was awesome.
Yeah. So Adafruit.io, it's our, I guess you'd say, Internet of Things service, one could say.
One could
and
say.
we have 2 IoT updates. So the one from last week is a new client library in Go. Congratulations, Adam and Justin and Todd. Adam, this is his first project with the IoT team. And Go is interesting to me because I used to do Java stuff, and Go kind of is supposedly the thing that's better and fixes a bunch of the problems. And I don't know Go.
I don't
I'm
know
not gonna
Go,
learn
but
Go.
yeah, we're probably not going to have time to learn Go. But it's interesting because it's designed for cross. It
Yeah.
compiles natively, but it's designed to be easy to cross-compile natively, which is something that
I've
like
heard that promise before.
every 4 years.
Run it anywhere.
Tickle TK, Java, Wix Python.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a big deal. If you're into Go, there is now a client library, so you can use Adafruit.io. And then our Adafruit.io update for this week is we have 12,000 users, probably up to 13,000 users right now. This
Really
thing is,
neat.
Yeah. This is a little surprising because
And
we're
we
just
have
like
we have 9,000 online feeds, so they're active
Yeah.
feeds. 30,000 which are not maybe fully active.
35 million inserts of
30
log
of those
data.
are mine.
35 million inserts of log data in the last 7 days, and then about 9,000 online feeds and about 30,000 feeds total. This is a big deal. This is actually
That's a lot, yeah.
I don't want to compare things, really, but I believe if you were to compare this to some of the other services that people can use, this might have the most users right
10,000
now.
is nothing to sneeze at.
No, it's probably
Even more,
13,000.
13,000 is something to sneeze at.
Yeah, it's getting used a lot. And it's still free, it's still in beta. We'll figure out other stuff later, but that's what we're doing. Okay. Last week during the show, we did have like a brief intermission when Michael was here because we had to announce the news. The news was we hit 1,000 tutorials, but this week, Lady Ada, what tutorials?
I don't know did we talk about the new tutorials last week?
Well, I only showed a little bit of a video, but this week is the
okay.
FPV display.
Yeah, that's from last
Yeah.
week's 3D Thursday. So that's a really adorable little like 2.5-inch monitor that you can, that has a battery and an antenna, so you can use it to look at first-person view for drones, either your drone or somebody else's drone. You can just switch the channel to see what they're doing. We have the release of the Raspberry Pi Zero NPR1 radio project. So this allows you to turn, it doesn't have to be a Pi Zero, it can be any Raspberry Pi, but a Pi Zero is cute. And you can run this software that Todd Treese wrote to create your own NPR radio. All it does is play NPR. If you're an NPR fangirl or fanboy, you will have been, there were people on Twitter who were like, oh my God, I don't get NPR where I'm at now, and I miss it. So it's a standalone, you can use capacitive touch buttons and just turn it on and off, and all it does is play NPR. Single serving, but wonderful. We also have the tutorial for the Adafruit Feather M0 radio with LoRa module. We'll be talking about that with doing new products. So there's a tutorial showing you how to use it, pinouts, and more. We have a tutorial which I had forgotten to make live, but is live now. It's the Adafruit.io Basics GPS. So you can do geolocation with Adafruit.io. This tutorial shows you how you can send location data to Adafruit.io and plot it on one of the OpenStreets maps. Street maps that we support, and you can also export that data, and then if you want, you can upload it to like Google Maps if you want.
Okay. And last week we showed a little bit of the Gauntlet video, and this week we're going to show the whole thing because we only showed the first 10 seconds.
It's a pretty cool video.
So we're going to do that.
Video Gauntlet.
Okay, and this is the thing that we alluded to last week. By alluded, I mean like showed it.
1,000 tutorials.
Yeah, so congratulations to the entire team behind
Wow.
learn.adafruit.com.
We have like 50, 100, we have a lot of 50
Yeah.
authors, something like that. Everybody contributed. Everybody's tutorials are amazing. What I'm really proud of, and it sounds weird, but all those 1,000 tutorials are really, really good. Like,
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah,
not good tutorials.
We had a different philosophy. So learn.adafruit.com, not just anyone can post on it. We invite other people in the community who have built projects, and maybe they'll show it, but we edit each one. We make sure
I
it
have
works.
QA'd and edited. Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
been years since some were released, but I've checked over each tutorial, and we're constantly doing updates. Almost every
Yeah.
day I go in and I
You can actually
update.
even look and see the last time it's been updated.
Yep, when we have like a history log of everything, and we've been able to do more tutorials faster because of the Learn system
Yeah.
that Justin and Tyler Cooper put
Yeah.
together, and it's like the best system. But what we like having is really high quality tutorials. Like we're not going to have as many tutorials as some other services, but the ones that we have, they work, and if they don't work, we'll fix them.
Yeah.
Which is, not always true. Like these are upkept and maintained, and there's so much work that goes into them. And so I just want to give a lot of appreciation out to everybody who's done a tutorial for us and bug fixed and typoed and upkept and.
And one of the things that we also like to see is now if you're an electronics company, having tutorials for all your products is kind of the requirement. Having videos to show your products is kind of the requirement. Teaching people in addition to selling them something is a requirement.
It's now
So-
standard. If you have something, you have to have an Arduino library for it. That is,
Yeah.
that was not normal. Having
Yeah.
tutorials, videos, soldering instructions. This did not exist 10 years ago.
Yeah. And there was kind of like a gatekeeper thing where everyone wanted to be hardcore, like, oh, like you need to like spend 5 years before you're ready to blink an LED. Well, maybe, but people want to get started fast. They want to do projects. They may be coming at it from different backgrounds. So anything you can do to help people have the confidence to learn electronics and science and technology and engineering and mathematics. This is what the tutorials are there for. So thank you.
Yeah, and there's a huge breadth of information. I like the last week I put together a ham radio tutorial,
Yeah.
and then we have tutorials. I wrote a tutorial just like what tools electrical engineers who use Windows might want to install. I mean, like
Yeah.
it varies from how to solder to how to do cosplay crafts.
Yeah, and then for Adafruit internal, which is all the team members who work at Adafruit, we have the version of Learn for the internal team. So everything we do here at Adafruit is a tutorial internally, so that's how we can have people promoted from within, take on new skills, teach others. And so we've learned that the learning system isn't only a public-facing thing, but it's an internal tool that we use, because the smarter your team members are and the better that they're able to make the product, ship the products, do all those things, and the more they're teaching each other, the better things get.
Yeah,
So, very
every
cool.
product that we have that we manufacture has a Learn guide about how to manufacture
Yeah.
it, what components
make
go
the
into
tester,
it, how does
yeah.
it look like, how does the tester made, how do you test it, videos, how to QA it,
Yeah.
things to watch out for, like all of that stuff is and we have like a mirror.
Yeah.
Learn on the inside, and that also has about 1,000 tutorials.
Yeah, and like looking back, they always, what's the phrase, like hindsight's 20/20. But
Yeah.
if someone said, I'm going to start a company today, I'd say start a blog, start a learning-like system. You can use Instructables, you could use
I used a
Hackster.
wiki.
We used a wiki. Whatever it is, start now. Start from the very beginning and have it as part of your DNA. Because it's hard to get really far and then go back and say, well, I want an intranet for the team and I want external wikis and tutorials. Imagine if I look at a company like Polaroid that kind of went away. Imagine if they taught how to take photos all along as the internet came along, and they built something like Flickr or Instagram, or they were a place where people can share, and they kept current with all those things because of the documentation, the publishing. Anyways. It's a Maker business article that I'll write one
Jeez.
day.
Okay.
Oh, and save the guides as PDFs too. That's a good tip.
You can do it.
Yeah, we have that on
By
our
the way,
system.
that was part of the first thing when we designed Learn.
Yeah, because
I said-
educators have to have PDFs.
I said, I am so sorry, Justin, Tyler, but we actually, because we couldn't do wiki
Yeah.
PDF, I said we have to have PDF. It doesn't have to be the most beautiful PDFs, but there has to be some way to get a PDF out of them. And so the PDF system pretty much works.
Yeah. Okay. So time travel to look back in the world of hackers, makers, artists, engineers, pioneers, and more. Catching up for last week.
What's
So
the news from today?
Well,
Or
yeah,
last week?
from last week. This is Virginia. She was an American anesthesiologist and pediatrician. Developed the APGAR test. Well, named after her. And then Ivy Nemeth, American author and engineer, is born. Do you know who she is?
So and I didn't catch the name.
The
so
next one?
No.
Okay, because this is.
No, I do.
Okay, you do.
Yes.
Because she wrote the Unix.
Yes, yes.
system
She's a famous author.
Yeah,
Yes.
I figure you would.
Yeah, I know. I did.
So that was 1940. She was born last week. Happy birthday! And best known for mathematics circles for identifying the Diffie-Hellman problem. So that's a basis of a large portion of modern network.
I did know that she was a woman, though. I know the name Evie Nemeth because I read the Unix System Administration Handbook, but
Yeah.
I didn't know that Evie, because Evie is it's a unique
Yeah.
name, but that's awesome to hear.
Yeah. Okay.
Great
and
books.
then we have some Adafruit history. 5 years ago, only 5 years ago, we were talking about this before the show. We started making breakout boards.
Yeah,
Breakout boards.
that's product number like 155 or something.
Yeah.
It's a very early one.
so you know
5 years ago, really.
we were a kit company and we weren't really even thinking
Yeah,
about
Mini Puff, Spoke
manufacturing.
Puff, TV Begons. I was doing kits,
Yeah.
but then things changed.
We weren't even thinking about doing assembled
Nope.
products at all, but then
Nope,
things
nope, nope.
changed.
Yep,
Things
yep.
happened. And then we started making assembled goods. We made breakout boards.
This was it's one of the first breakouts because there was no such thing at the time. This was a micro SD breakout that had a 5-volt level shifter and a regulator on it, which meant that you could actually use it with an Arduino. And this is very early because you see it has a tantalum capacitor. We don't use tantalum capacitors anymore.
Yeah.
We use only ceramic. So this is one of the few boards that has a tantalum cap on it. That's how you can tell it's very old.
And in case you're wondering how we made these, because we were in an apartment 5 years ago, this was our reflow oven. It was a toaster oven
Do you like the foil tape?
from Black & Decker. They don't even make these anymore. It was an IR toaster oven, and we use an Arduino to control it. And I remember we had someone over. I guess it would be called a frenemy now. I don't know. And the person said, "Well, where's the rest of Adafruit?" Because we were manufacturing so many breakout boards and so many assembled goods, but this was how we did it.
We were
with it.
using a toaster up until 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, this was not so long ago that we had the toaster and we had the whole pick and place. It was so cute.
Yeah. Okay. And that's the story of how we got breakout boards.
Yay!
Okay.
We actually had a backup of that toaster
Oh.
oven, and we use it now for actually making toast. It's a great oven.
I used this yesterday to reheat something.
Yeah, it's a
Not
great.
this one, but its twin that never had.
Because we had a
any
backup in
electronics, yeah.
case this one died, and it turned out we ended up
Yeah.
never needing the backup, so we toast.
Okay. So here's 3D printing, and we're going to catch up on a couple of videos from Noah and Pedro. The first one is the FPV Mini.
Yes.
3D printed.
They're so cute. Little,
It's super cute.
Little monitor.
Hello and welcome to another project video. Today we're outside doing some FPV flying with our quadcopter. We put together a mini FPV monitor, this guy right here. So we 3D printed an enclosure and we put together a very small, very adorable FPV monitor. It's using a 2.5 inch TFT display with a screen resolution of 320 by 240. To power the display and the transmitter, we are using our PowerBoost 1000C, so it has a built-in charger, and we also have a 500 milliamp battery. So this little guy is completely portable and it's very tiny. It works well as a ground station, and it works great for anybody who's spectating that wants to see what you're seeing. The FPV receiver has a built-in antenna, but you could also upgrade it to something like this here, which is a Clover Field type antenna. This gives you a little bit better performance. So on this little guy, we have a couple different controls. In the back, we have a brightness control. We have a channel and band, so we can adjust that. And it also has a little window so that you can see what channel it's currently on. On the side, we have a slide switch. You can power it on and off. Pretty simple and straightforward. The enclosure is fully 3D printed. It's a small 2-piece design, and everything just snap fits together. It's really easy to 3D print it. It'll fit on most 3D printers. Another feature of the 3D printed enclosure is we have this GoPro style mount, which mounts directly onto the antenna of our transmitter. So it makes it really nice and portable. All right, so let's take it out and do some test flights. Pedro's got the DJI Phantom. He's gonna try to follow me around. And we also have a GoPro Session hooked up to the Walkera F10 drone. So let's go ahead and get some flying. So yeah, this is a really fun project. If you guys want to build one, we do have a learning guide that has a full circuit diagram and the step-by-step tutorial on how to put this guy together. That's about it for this one, guys. Hope you guys enjoy flying safe, and we'll see you guys in another one.
We're back.
Pretty
And-
sweet drone shots.
Yeah, and not only that, there's more.
Okay.
So this is the Raptor time lapse, I believe.
Okay.
But we're not done. There's more. Yeah, the time lapse ones are really gratifying because it's the whole thing, and then it like, that's
I like the
that's
little
how
yellow.
fast 3D printers will be one day.
One day.
And then we also have the 2 videos from the Featherwing project.
Which
so
is
I'm
this
gonna
week's
show-
project.
Yeah, I'm going to show the making of, and then I believe the demo in action. So here we go.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another project video. I'm Noah for Adafruit. Today I want to share with you a new project we're calling the Feather Weather Lamp. This is an Adafruit Huzzah ESP8266 and a NeoPixel ring. The Arduino Sketch pulls weather data from Yahoo's API, and it tells you what the weather is in color. So in the Arduino Sketch, it is really easy to adapt it, so you can add more NeoPixels and input your city and your state, and of course your time zone. So the Arduino Sketch has a large assortment of animations for each weather condition, and if you want to check that out, it is on Adafruit's GitHub page as a free download. Really simple circuit to put together. The enclosure is actually something we 3D printed a while back for our BLE feather lamp. This one has a nice dual extruded cover. It's a twisty top, and everything just sort of snap fits together. So it's really easy to 3D print and put it together. Now to power this little guy, we just have it hooked up into our battery that's in my pocket here, but of course you can plug it into your computer or a wall adapter. It just needs 5 volts. So that's about it for this one, guys. If you have any questions, be sure to ask us in the comments below and we'll answer them on our 3D Hangout show. Happens every Thursday. That's it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys when it stops raining. Bye, everybody.
and then we have a video demo of it.
Yes.
I'm getting all these done.
You just want to like
I
wrap.
have to.
I know, we
You
have 2
understand,
weeks.
I am programmed to do this. You've created a monster, and this monster plays videos.
Okay, well, we're almost.
Yeah.
We have one more.
This is the demo of the feather weather.
Yes.
I like this one.
Weather feather.
I like this one. I like this one for lots of reasons.
Yeah.
And one is the font treatment, and also they did NeoPixel color in that.
Yes, yeah,
That's a
that's cool.
nice thing. See, nice touch. Okay, so I got through that. That was 2 weeks of 3D printing videos.
Okay, good work. It was
Yeah.
excellent.
Got through it. Okay, next up, we're gonna keep zooming. Raspberry Pi news, big news, big news, big news. This was in the Maker Business newsletter. I posted this as breaking news on adafruit.com/blog. If you go to Google News right now and you type Detweiler, I don't even know how to pronounce this.
Yeah, Detweiler.
They bought Premium Farnell
Okay.
for $1.1 billion. And what's interesting is the lead story was Detweiler, whatever it is, buys the Raspberry Pi Maker. That was the lead story.
Which is not.
Because they do so much more.
Well, yeah.
Premium Farnell, like the Raspberry Pi is
They're a
just
Raspberry
one
Pi
thing, but that's the
seller.
highest. But that's the highest profile product. It's interesting. So
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I guess they license to
Yeah.
manufacture.
So
Maybe
he-
they manage the factory.
So here's the deal. They're a industrial supplier with leading positions in global and regional market segments, customized solutions, and they concentrate on markets that offers opportunities to create more value and sustain profitable growth.
Okay, so they have a conglomerate. They have 50
Yeah.
companies.
And so I tried to figure out exactly what the company does.
They also like sell fish paste.
They're like a giant company, and they're
Yes.
like the Dr. Blades. I don't even know what Dr. Blades are, but they said to make
They
Dr.
have
Blades. Yeah,
everything,
they have
okay.
everything. So, anyways, if you go on the site, you can look at the press release, and it's an all-cash offer, and they're going to try to buy.
Yeah, they're a holding company.
Yeah, they're a holding company. And the reasons are complementary product ranges and geographic footprint strengthens their position as a leading high-service electronic component distributor, increased scale and global presence. EPS accretive from year one. So, an expected run rate synergies. So here's the thing,
Run
folks.
rate synergies?
Yeah, here's the thing. Like Farnell has been gobbling up companies, and they've been part of other companies. So we'll see. I have no idea what this is going to do to Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, and I'm assuming Newark must be part of this because they're part of Farnell, but it's
Yeah.
not mentioned. And they did mention Raspberry Pi was 16% of their revenue.
For the first fiscal quarter, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll have to. It's in the Maker Business newsletter.
Which was the Pi 3, which is a huge
yeah,
release, so maybe that
yeah.
was.
So it was of the first fiscal quarter. So, anyways, but that doesn't matter.
No.
That doesn't matter at all because they are a seller
Why?
and they work closely with Raspberry Pi and Raspberry Pi Foundation. And congratulations, Eben. So you're going to the White House, but Eben got a CBE award.
I know, he's
He's practically knighted. Yeah, so he's practically knighted. Check this out. So I had to look this up. What is the CBE? It's Knight Commander or Dame Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, KBE or DBE. Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire.
Yeah.
CBE.
So he's a commander.
Yeah, and
He's going to command you.
it's most excellent. But here's the thing.
Excellent.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Raspberry Pi
Do you think
Pioneer
he
gets
went and,
birthday honor.
Did he get to go hang out with the Queen?
I think so. So
cool.
April 2016, the Pi became the most popular British computer ever made. More than 8 million units have been sold since the Tiny device was launched in 2016. I mean, look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
He gets one of these. He gets to wear it around all the time.
Yeah, I would wear that like every day.
Yeah.
I'd just be like at the gym, just with my like
Yeah.
cross.
So, anyways,
That's
congratulations, everyone who's worked on Raspberry Pi in every single way. Geez, what a! Like I said, I just
hardcore.
had to look this up.
It's a commander.
He's
Okay.
a commander.
All right.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'm gonna call Liz Dame Liz.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we go on to the new products, Lady Ada, code is Nation to Makers 10% off in the Universal Store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here it is. New. Okay. Yep. Let's do this. All right. First up, what do you got?
This is some semi-flexible filament. This is cheetah filament, as in like the.
It won't cheat me.
No.
It'll
no.
cheat ya.
No, not like that. It's from like the big cat. So this is from Ninja Tech Cheetah. So this is Fenner. Yeah, this is the same people who make the Ninja Flex, but it's a new type of filament, and
Can I get this
it's a different kind of material. Yeah, I'll just show it off. It's flexible, and it's 3 millimeters, so it's not for many printers, but it does work very well with the Ultimaker. So this is kind of what it's designed for. So if you have an Ultimaker, you will probably dig this filament. So it's from Fenner Drives. They're very good at making flexible filaments. So they have like Ninja Flex and Semi Flex and now Cheetah.
Okay.
So cat it out. We got white, snow,
Yeah.
and black. Which
All
is
right.
like charcoal or something, I don't know.
And this is neat. You were playing with this before the show. This is from Hobby Creek.
Yeah, this is kind of cute. We have a bunch of their helping hands, and this is a little mini helping hand. These use coolant hoses, and they have heat shrink on the alligator clips, so they're very good for holding components. Like here, it's holding a inductive charger. It's got this really nice rubbery stuff on the bottom. I can show it off on the overhead. It's pretty straightforward, not too complicated. So yeah, you've got this base, and the base has it's 3D printed, but then it has these like really good rubber grips, like they're like super grippy.
Yeah.
And then it has these two arms that are very long, but you can pose them quite well. So if you need to pose them, and then it sits nicely flat. And then there's some more connections. They have some accessories like lights and fans and stuff that you can attach in through these threaded pieces. It's an anodized aluminum block. So really good stuff. I really like the other ones. We have one that's like a mega one, and then we have one that attaches to a Panavice. So this is a standalone one, but it's a
Okay.
mini pocket. It doesn't take up much space on your desk either.
All right. And
Very
continuing on for the products that we were going to have on here next week. A little board, a little Pi Girl
This is
board.
this is the Pi Girl Zero button pad. So if you're making a Pi Girl Zero, you will need two of these. We have a kit pack, but maybe you already have the Pi Zero or you already have the TFT. So you can just buy the PCB. This was one for left and one for right.
Yeah,
That's the PCB. Designed by Noah and Pedro. Nice work.
that's right. And then this was a product that we talked about on a desk of Lady Ada, and
I
then
showed
we
this off.
contacted them, and it was really neat. They said, "Yeah, we'd like to
Yay.
have you stock this." So I think this is like one of the best like Internet of Things relay safe way to do something that a lot of makers want to do. It's kind of hard.
This is an IoT relay. It's what's called. It doesn't actually have any wireless capabilities inside of it. It has two connections, which are logic level. You can connect from 3 up to 40 volts DC or AC to signal when you want to turn on the relay. There's a single extremely large relay in the center. I did a video where I tear it down so you can see inside of it. It's a really well-designed relay, and rather than having only one outlet, it has 4, and 2 of them are normally on and 2 of them are normally off, and so when you switch, it changes which one is which. So that's kind of handy if you want to control multiple lights. So you don't have to plug an outlet, what's it called, a 6-to-1 power strip.
Yeah.
Or something. You have 4 connections. Now remember, not each one. It's not that each one is controlled individually. They're all controlled together
Yeah.
by one relay. But you have multiple outlets. There's also a general power switch for turning it on and off, and there's an LED to let you know it's working. It's just a really nice, rugged relay
Yeah.
board.
It's-
It's
it's
made in
kinda
the
what you
US.
want. Yeah.
It's really
kinda what
nice.
you want.
I still suggest if you need something very slim, the power switch tail works quite well. But this is much more hardcore and intense, a little bit more expensive, and a little bit more bulky. But maybe that is
Yeah,
good
it's
for your
worth it.
project.
A lot of people want to do relay stuff. It's not. This is worth it.
Yeah. Control it from anything you like.
Yeah.
And
You don't want to be messing around. Like,
yeah, it's very nicely isolated. It's got a nice plastic case.
Yeah.
Check out the company. They make a couple other things, but this is definitely a winner. Like I saw this and I was like, yeah, they did a really good job.
Okay. And then I got a unicorn.
Yay! This one I have a little demo for because it lights up.
Yeah. And we have a little video too. I'm gonna show
Oh,
the
yeah?
video first.
Okay.
Yes.
This is the unicorn fat. So this is a Pico hat. It's not truly a hat because it doesn't have the EEPROM on it. And but you can plug it into any Raspberry Pi. It doesn't have to plug into a Zero. It is Pi 0 size, but of course it'll work with a Pi A Plus or a B Plus or a Pi 2 or a Pi 3. And it adds 32 neopixels, little mini neopixels even, onto your Raspberry Pi using the pin 18.
Yeah, your Pi Zero.
Yeah, your Pi Zero or whatever. It lets you add a colorful display. You use the PWM DMA output to do the neopixel
Yeah.
timing, but there's a Python library that does it for you.
Okay. And then last week.
Oh, do you want to show them the overhead really fast?
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, there's a bird. But,
I know, but
I'll
well,
go.
this is
Yeah,
almost
there you go.
finished. So,
Yeah, I know.
So very colorful, and this is just plugged into a Pi Zero. But again, you can plug it into any Raspberry Pi, and it has so many colors. So many colors. Okay. let's
I
light up.
like that you did the live demo. You know what I don't like? I don't like any. Or let me rephrase this because
You don't like any? You like
No, I should be positive. You know what I really like? I really like it when companies show videos of things in that act like LED stuff. Like,
What does it look like?
Take a photo of it on, and do a video of it working.
Yeah.
Because
Challenging.
yeah, I was gonna say what I don't like is when they don't do that, but I should just frame it positively and say
Yes.
that's what I do like.
Okay.
And you know what's funny is Amazon recently they well, maybe not even recently, they added where you can upload a customer video, and YouTube is now adding or is it Facebook? One of them's adding. You can reply to something with a video comment, and I think that's going to be really cool for products.
Oh boy, yeah. That's gonna be interesting.
Anyways. Yeah.
The future is video.
I've been saying it for way too long. Okay.
Okay, back to your feathers.
Yeah, so this is a bird, and there's birds, and we have this boards of a feather flocked together, and then this isn't a real bird. We didn't, and those aren't real eggs. Just
There's
FYI.
models, yeah.
And
We didn't like go and grab a bird.
No, but we have. They look very similar, but here they are.
Okay, this is, we have two feathers, but they're birds of a feather. These are the Feather M0 LoRa radio feathers. These have been asked for, and they were in design. We just had to get around to getting all the parts to make them. They combine an ATSAM D21 G18, which is an Arduino Zero compatible microcontroller. It's a Cortex M0, 48 megahertz, 256K of flash, 32K of RAM, 48 megahertz, tons of DMA, DAC, ADC. It's a very powerful chip that also has great Arduino support. And this feather, which is part of our feather line, it adds not only that chip with battery control so you can use it off of a LiPo with recharging, USB port, and the Feather standard pinout, but also has an RFM9X module, which has LoRa capability. So if you want to add radio to your project where it's very far apart, you can get up to 20 kilometers of distance with LoRa radio and only 20 dBm of output. So not a lot of power, but extremely far distances that you can go to send and receive data. We have them in 433 megahertz, which is best for either people who are amateur radio and can use the 433 megahertz frequencies in the US, or for ITU 1 zone, which is in Europe. There's a license-free part of the spectrum you can use. And then we have a 900 megahertz version that you can use in ITU 2 or ITU 3, which
so
is America and Asia, you can tune it to 915 megahertz or 868 for license-free usage. So it's a great way to add wireless communication. And then there's an Arduino library that works really well. So you can send and receive data like almost immediately. And you can even do error correction with it, and it does retransmits, and it tells you the RSSI, and it's just awesome. Basically, you can basically do all the wireless stuff that you want to do with your setup, and you don't have to do almost any effort. It's kind of all ready to go.
That's cool. Okay, and with that, Lady Ada, you know what that was?
That was new products.
That was new products. Okay, so we're gonna race really fast to get to some
Let's
questions.
do some questions.
Yeah, but before we get to new questions, before we get to questions, codes, Nation Makers. Don't forget, 10% off the Native Store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. That's it.
Whoa, you're really speeding.
Yeah, you're gonna show top secret.
Oh, very fast.
All right, so you have a top secret product this
Yeah,
week.
I don't think I showed this yet, so I think I will show this
Yeah.
now. I have a new breakout that we're working on. We are trying to upgrade our Fona 3G line. The Simcom Fona 3G works, but it's kind of marginal. It works, but it's not like the most workingness. So uBlocks has suggested to us, hey, check out our Sarah U260, and we did, and we're like, this is a pretty nice chip. It does need a little bit more level shifting because it's a 1.8 volt logic chip, but this is our first prototype. It's got a SIM card, it's got USB, battery charging. Audio is I2S, so you need to add an I2S microphone amp, so we've got that chip here to do that, and also it has to work on 1.8 volts. And here's where your antenna goes, but it's very similar, it has an AT command interface, so we're gonna have to adapt the Fona library, but I'll get to it, and then we'll probably make this a little bit smaller for a compact 3G experience. So that's coming sometime in the future. When? Who knows?
I know.
You
I'll
don't
tell
know.
you, yes, I do, because I will tell you about that freaky time travel dream that I had.
Okay.
It was really vivid.
Okay, so while people ask their questions, you
No,
want to tell? Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna do speedrunner questions.
Speedrun, okay.
Yeah.
But you're
So-
going to, wait.
I'm gonna tell you like on the walk home or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know the terrible secret of space.
Yeah.
The terrible
I do.
secret of space.
All right. So questions, post them up. I have a bunch lined up that I'm going
Phil
to start
knows.
on. Yeah.
The terrible
It's
secret
fine. It's fine.
of time.
There's a way around it. Okay. Does LoRa work the same as XBs?
No, it's different. XBs kind of have like an AT command set, and they use 802.15.4. This is a different frequency. It's much longer range. There are some XBs that do 900 megahertz, but they're not LoRa. LoRa is like, it uses special modulation that lets it go much, much further than most point-to-point radios.
Okay. Next up, what's the best frequency for Canada? Someone said it sounds like 900 megahertz.
I believe, check what your ISM, oh my goodness, I don't remember the science and the non-licensed band called the ISM band. Check for Canada. I'm like 900% sure that it's 900 megahertz and 915, but always look it up to make sure, and then you can tune it to be whatever exact frequency you need.
Okay. Do you have any plans for an OLED Pi Zero hat in development?
I don't have any plans right now.
Okay. Will the Uno R4 have that M0 chip instead of the 328? There's
already an Arduino Zero, so you can just use that. It's Uno shaped, but it uses an ATSAM D21.
Okay. Next up, why does the radio part have to be green, not black, for the boards?
Yeah, we don't make that part. That part comes from Hope RF, and they make that module part, and we put it on our own circuit board. So they make green circuit boards, so it's green. But that's cool.
Okay.
A little contrast color.
Does this have any short circuit protection?
I believe it's fused, but I can't remember. Check the product page. I believe there's a data sheet, and if not, you can go to the site. I don't remember if there's a fuse inside or not.
Okay. Next up, does the relay product make the power switch tail obsolete, or is it just different yet equally awesome?
It's different yet equally awesome. I think there's purposes for both. This one can take AC signal, and of course there's more outlets. The power switch tail is smaller, and so I think it's a little bit less expensive. So there's definitely, like, we're carrying both as long as possible. But if one's out of stock, you could probably use the other.
Okay. Does the Atmega 328 chip itself consume less power instead of an Arduino board.
Yeah, about half of the power of an Arduino board is all the power regulation circuitry and the extra circuitry and like the USB serial converter. So just a raw chip will use a lot less power, but you'll have to figure out how to program it and interface with it and choose your own power regulation circuit.
Okay, let's see. Someone bought a Pi Zero camera bundle. Do you know if we're going to have some camera projects for Pi Zero? Yeah, we're going to own it right now.
Maybe.
We're going to own it right now. Congrats on the extra ham license.
73.
Do you anticipate SDR transceiver products?
I have some ideas for this ham journey is going to be a long journey. So I still have to run this company, so I would love to spend all my time designing ham radio kits. It's not likely. Check out Lime SDR, which is on Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or Crowd Supply or something. SDRs are extremely intense projects, which I don't have the time to take on. So I would suggest supporting the existing SDR projects out there. I will probably have some components that you could use to build an SDR, like as breakouts, but I don't believe there will be an ADA radio. It's not anytime soon. It's like a 5-person, 3-year ordeal to design these things.
Okay.
I'm not quite ready yet.
All right. Next up. Sorry, there's a lunch. Any plans for a product smaller than the Feather?
We have the Trinket and the Pro Trinket. I have some other boards that might come out, but the thing is there's a bit of a trade-off where I wanted to make it so that the Feather line was cross-compatible. If you optimize for space, then it's like, well, not everything fits. So what's nice about the Feather is it seems a little bit large, but I've determined that it actually is exactly the amount of space you need to fit USB, battery charging, regulator, some passives, microcontroller, crystal, and then something else. And I feel like, we have a version of Proto Area, but a lot of people, if you're going to do something with microcontrollers, you're going to want to add Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or cellular or GPS. Like, you're going to want to add all these things. And so by the time you, like I looked at smaller boards like Teeny circuits that were, which are very, very small, but what I didn't like is that you have to snap together like 6 to get anything done. Whereas with Feather, I feel like, you get like 3-in-1. Like, you're always going to need a USB interface and the battery and the microcontroller and then some wireless or other interface or like SD logging. And so I think making it a little bit larger, but not requiring you to stack up like 4 or 5 things to get basic functionality. That's kind of my approach. But there's other companies that do go like Teeny Circuits. They make little boards, and that's great.
Yeah.
Like, they have that covered.
Okay, and then last question. Someone asked, what did we think was the, biggest budget show and tell project? Someone said they have a project that is topping out at $65,000.
Oh my God.
And so I actually don't know. I think some of them are like giant home automation ones where the home is part of it, so that could be hundreds of thousands. There could be some robotics projects in the past that I know that they were touching or operating like multi-million dollars worth of equipment. So I'd say the budget doesn't matter as much as
It's about the inspiration.
yeah, just like I'm sure if with a budget like that, it's going to be impressive. So just come on the show no matter what.
Yeah, I want to see this.
Doesn't matter.
See this thing.
Blinking an LED to firing a laser at the moon and writing your name or something. I don't know. Either one of those is okay. All right. So that is the show for the evening. Oh, what was the website to use to study for your ham radio exam?
Hamstudy.org is the bestest. It's free, and it worked really, really, really well. I just studied it for an hour a night, and then a couple extra hours on the weekend, and then after 2 weeks, I just went in and took all 3 exams.
Yeah, she's humble. She got like nearly perfect scores on the whole
I know,
thing.
because the study system was really good. It doesn't do true space repetition, but it's good enough to be. It's basically spaced repetition, and so the questions that you already know, it won't ask you again. It will just quiz you on ones that you don't know, and it will wait a while so that you'll get the answer on, and you can flip the card, and it'll have an explanation. Those don't. The extra questions don't have those as much, but the general and the technician class do. And for a lot of the stuff that makers are doing, getting a tech class is plenty. I mean, like, it's always fun to do high frequency stuff with a general or extra, but a lot of people were like, oh, I'm scared, like I don't know like how to do Smith charts. And like, you don't have to. For a lot of the most fun stuff that people are doing with SDR or DMR radios or like building your own radios, or like using, LoRa or whatever, or APRS. That's all stuff that's covered in the technician band plan. So, or permitted frequency bands.
It's trivia question time. Then we're out of
Get
here.
your license. A great summer project.
Lady, what are the rules?
Rules are, if you've entered before and won something, you can't win again. Only one winner per my lifetime. We want to make sure everybody gets a chance to win a fabulous prize. So please sit on your hands, or go make a sandwich, or go study for your ham exam instead of entering.
We're gonna double up the prizes this week. So what do you want to give away? And we'll give away.
Okay, I thought we would give away maybe one. We want to give away one of these, and then one of the IoT relays, or is it the same prize? How do you want to do this?
No, that's fine. The winner is going to receive both of these things. So
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So one of the Hobby Creek
Wow.
little third-hand things, and one of the relays.
These are really handy.
That's the prize tonight. Are you ready?
These are so handy. Third handy.
Ready for the question?
Yeah.
All right. Accepted by the United States Census Bureau on March 31st, 1951, this computer was dedicated on June 14th of that year. It was the first commercial computer produced in the United States. It famously predicted the Eisenhower landslide. What is the name of that computer?
Somebody says, also check out the ARL books. I also use those, but the ham study.
42 is
Works
not the
really well.
answer. And if you read Time Travel, you'll see this. It is
It's the first commercial computer produced in the United States.
Yeah, it was used by CBS to predict the result of the presidential election in 1952.
Who knows their computer history?
Yeah. All right, and congratulations on Facebook tonight. Let's see. The person who got it was John P. Welksnar. Hello, John. Congratulations. John, you won. So, John, email support@adafruit.com and tell them you won the relay and the third hand. Congratulations.
Yay.
The answer is
The UNIVAC.
the UNIVAC. There's a really good science fiction tale about you asked a computer, can you reverse entropy?
Yeah, you love that story.
It's a good story.
What is that? Is that a, what's his name? Asimov story?
It's an Asimov story, but I'm
The
trying
last
to,
question.
Yeah, and there's a couple other stories that go with it.
Okay.
But anyways, good story. So congrats on Facebook tonight.
Okay.
You won. Good work, John. Okay, so email
Come back
support at
next week. We'll give away more stuff.
Yeah, good work. Okay, well, that's the show for tonight, folks. If you didn't win, guess what? You still can sort of win. You can get 10% off on the store. And thanks for sticking around.
Oh, I forgot to show off this. This
Oh,
pie
that's
miner.
from the
That's from the video. But it's okay. So watch the video with Colin Cunningham. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Pie mining. All right.
So that's the show for tonight. We are supported by you, the viewer. So pick up a kit, electronics, and more. You'll get 10% off up till 11:59 p.m. tonight. Thank you, everyone, for everything. We have another picture of a cat this week because
New picture.
Yeah, because he likes to be held, and when you hold him, he drapes his arm over.
It's his favorite
And-
thing in
Yeah,
the world.
because he likes sitting on like a warm arm and kind of taking heat. So this is.
He loves it. This is his favorite hobby.
This is his favorite thing in the world. This is Mosfet the cat, and he's on the show but this is, he's alive. People were saying he's not, because we show this photo all the time, and they're like, hey, like, that's an old photo, but he's around. He's just hanging out.
This was from this morning.
Yeah, he's just like hanging out. Yeah. So that's the cat. See you next week. Thank you.
Did you totally do a cat selfie?
Cat selfie. And here's your moment of Zener.